Hello friends, this is Ian here, Ian Wiltshire. And do you have any trouble manifesting things that you desire? Do you have any trouble creating your reality? Do you live the life that you have dreamed about? No? Well, it doesn't matter, because today I'm going to give you the lesson in the two universal laws, how to manifest anything and everything you desire. Because basically you should know that every one of you are a creator, right? You create your reality by intent or by default. So I decided, I will write things down so that you can do exactly the same. You write these laws down. Now, these laws were given to me by Prime Creator, by my channeling Jesus, by channeling, by having even Michael the Archangel speaking to me. And these are the laws that come out. And these are immutable laws. And all you have to do is follow these laws. Forget about goal setting. Follow these laws, and you will be able to create the most wonderful reality on earth. You can also create peace on earth by applying these laws. And so I'm going to go over these laws with you so that you can really understand what these laws imply and what do they really mean. Law number one is you can be, do, and have everything you can imagine. All right, do you get this clear? You can be, do, and have everything you can imagine. Okay, let's come to the word imagination. You are imagining every day something about your life. And most people are simply imagining how things have been in the past. That means an imagination is a thought that is constantly held in your head, in your mind. That is part of your imagination. You imagine things the way they are. And many people imagine negative things, even though they affirm positive things for themselves, and they wonder why they never ever are successful, or that they wonder why they never manifest the things they desire. Because let's start with your imagination. When you wake up in the morning, what do you imagine? What is your life all about? Do you imagine, let me give you some tips. Do you imagine that you are in a good, excellent state of health? Do you imagine that you are manifesting money? Do you imagine that the world is at peace? Not really. I'll tell you why. Even though you might affirm these things, you still have the energy of other people, of other forces around you that state the opposite. If you imagine that you're living the abundant life and you look around you and you see that you do not have the abundant life, that you are still struggling, that means that imagination is still with you. Now, imagination is something wonderful. It means you've got to imagine things that are not there. And this is the power. This is the power of your mind. You simply imagine things that are not there. Now, let's start with abundance. If you imagine that you have abundance, you have abundance of money, abundance of friends, abundance of love, then all you have to do is, and do this every single day, that you imagine that you are abundant and that you have abundance. And that not only do you have abundance, you are abundance by imagining it. Go over this phase in your mind. You imagine that you are abundant and that you have everything your heart desires, and that mainly enough the abundance is all around you. Now, I know when you open your eyes and you see around you, you look at the news, you are most likely to see poverty. You are most likely to see people struggling. You are most likely to see wars. You are most likely to see terrorism. You are most likely to see people who are full of hatred, and then you think the world is like that. No, you are a creator because God lives within you. The prime source lives within you. So therefore, you create the reality that you desire. So all you need to do is just write down, on a board or on a piece of paper or on a pad, write down the things you desire. We can start with abundance. We can start with a love relationship. We can start with health. It doesn't matter which subject you are using. It doesn't really matter. Let's come over to health. You want to have abundant health. Then imagine yourself as being healthy. Imagine yourself as being powerful. Imagine yourself as having strength in your body. Just imagine that. And when you do it, you start acting on it, because what you imagine, you should act on it, not before, right? So if you desire abundant health, imagine first thing in the morning when you wake up that you are healthy abundantly. Even if you are suffering from the flu or a cold or any other disease, just imagine. I know this is not the easiest thing to do, but do it anyway, because you are a powerful creator. You can manifest anything, and you can also manifest health. So by doing this, manifesting your health, you will notice that during the course of a week, you start feeling healthier because you imagine. So imagine your cells and your organs are working wonderfully together. Just imagine that. And by imagining that, you will start becoming this healthy, vital person, full of vibrance. And then you can go on a step further. Your love life, what does it look like? Do you have a miserable relationship that's not working? Oh yeah, many of us do. We have relationships that just don't seem to work. Now all you need to do there is to imagine with your significant other that you are having the perfect relationship, the relationship you desire. That means you imagine that you're getting on with each other. You imagine that you are giving each other unconditional love. You imagine that you are just having a happy time with your significant other. And by imagining it every morning, you just imagine. That's all you have to do. You don't have to write. You don't even have to affirm anything. Start with imagining. And then you live according to the imaginations you have. Now, if you want the earth, let's say now we've started with abundance, financial, health, and now let's look at the earth. Look at our Mother Earth. You can also imagine that the earth is taking care of itself, that the earth is a wonderful entity, and that the earth is preparing itself to give peace unto the world. And the earth will get rid of all negative energies. You can start imagining that the earth is ready. You can also imagine you are, that the sun is on your side, even the sun. You imagine these things because so far you've been imagining the opposite. And you imagine that the earth is on your side, Mother Earth. Terra, Gaia is on your side. You just imagine that. That's all I'm asking you to do. Just imagine these things, right? I'm not giving you any other tips, how to set your goals, how to write them down. No. I'm saying work on your thinking, work on your imagination, and you'll see wonderful things start happening to you around. You can even raise your vibrations by imagining. You can even imagine that you are the light. You are the light. Imagine that. And by imagining that you are the light, you become the light. Yes, because this is a universal law. You can be, do, and have everything you can imagine. So if you can imagine it, and you can keep this imagination every single day, you will notice there is a change in your life. Your vibrations will be raised high. You will prepare yourself for the ascension, the imminent ascension, because you are raising yourself from the third dimension to the fifth dimension. And you can also imagine that you have all the wisdom in the world to understand whatever is happening in the world. You can imagine that you have all the God-given wisdom, the God-given knowledge that is running through your whole body, through all the chakras of your body. You can imagine that, and you will notice that slowly you are heading into that direction. All right? So that's the first thing, whatever you can imagine. Now, rule number 2, very important, everything you fear, you draw into your reality. And why is that so? Because fear is the opposite of love. Fear is the other polarity, and fear has a great magnetic attraction. So whatever you fear, you draw unto. So if you fear that you won't make it, you won't make it. If you fear, because you are attracted to it. Fear attracts that into. If you fear that you're going to lose your job, you will lose your job. If you fear that you're not going to have abundance, that you will die in poverty, you will probably die in poverty. And that's just amazing. That's why in all scriptures you are being asked, fear not, because I am with you. Fear not. You are being exhorted in all the scriptures, in the Bible, in the Talmud, in the Quran. Fear not. And these are being said over and over again, fear not, because the universe and all the angels and all the entities know that fear draws what you fear, it draws into your reality. Now, if you are afraid that the world is going to end and you will be at the bitter side of this ending, it's going to happen to you. If you fear that you will probably go to hell because you have never lived a good life, that's going to happen to you. If you fear that you are separated, you are being separated from God, that's going to happen to you. Because you are drawing this unto yourself. So just listen to this. Fear not. The opposite of fear, of course, is love. You just have to love everything. Love your body the way it is. Love what you see around you and be grateful for that. Love your job the way it is and be grateful for that job you have. Love your friends. Love your neighbors. Love the people who might even harm you. Love the Illuminati. Love them. Because love is such a strong power, and that's the opposite of fear. And so if you can drive out your fear by exchanging your fear with love, then changes will occur. Then you will be part of the ascension. The ascension, the shift, will take place with you once you listen to this law number 2, fear not. Because why should you fear when you have God living within you? Why should you fear? Why is there any reason to fear diseases? Why is there anything to fear poverty? You know, even Jesus once said, he said, fear not what is going to happen tomorrow, because the birds of the air, they do not worry about what's going to happen tomorrow, and they are being taken care of. And so if the animals do not worry about what's going to happen to them, they are being taken care of. So why do you worry? Why do you think of what with worry over the future? That is a low vibration. You are lowering your vibrations right down to the ground. And I'm exhorting you, please stop watching the news. The news is only a fear-mongering bit of information. That you watch the news and you see all the terrible things happening on Mother Earth, and you start fearing all the floods, all the tornadoes, all the hurricanes, all the tsunamis, whatever is happening, and you start fearing. You say, woe be unto us. Stop that fear. You will draw that unto you. So, let me exhort you again. Fear not. And imagine only the things that you desire. Imagine world peace. Imagine brotherly love. Imagine oneness with all. Go about today imagining that you one with everybody and everything around you, and see what will happen to you. You will experience miracles. All right. So thank you. I think this is enough for today. And may you be encouraged to live the victorious life. Thank you so much. Bye for now. See you in the next video.